But it really comes down to the making time, making this a priority, making yourself a priority. And how do you do that? And I think what really one of the big questions in that is that guilt, that guilt we feel when we do something for ourselves instead of for others. Whether it's spend money on ourselves, spend time on ourselves, go out with our friends, all the different things that we do for that self care. When we're in a role of caring for other people, whether that's being, a spouse and you carry your half of everything, or a parent, or a student and you have the responsibilities of that, or whatever it is, a lot of us carry guilt when we take time and make a priority of ourselves. So I wanted to touch on that today. First, I want to say I do not subscribe to the whole no excuses mentality about fitness. I think it does a big disservice to a lot of people. I recognize that my ability to schedule in time for myself every day is a privilege. There are people that are just trying to survive, whether they are a single parent who's working full time and has kids at home they've got to take care of, and between the job and the house and the kids and all the stuff that they're responsible for, there just isn't that extra 30 minutes a day. I get that. Or a new mom, she's just trying to get through. I've been there. So I don't ever want to make somebody feel guilty that they're not spending that 30 minutes a day on themselves. I think it can be something that everybody strives for, that everybody keeps in the back of their mind as a goal and a focus, but I don't think it does anybody a service of making them feel guilty. So I want that to be super clear, that if you're not there right now, I don't want you to feel guilty by anything that I say. That is not my intention. So this is for more when you get to that point, when you're to that point where you're like, I'm ready to make myself a priority. I just don't know how yet. And I don't like this feeling I get when I do it, where I feel guilty. How do I do that? How do I switch that so I don't have that feeling as much? I will say, I don't think it ever goes away, especially for those that tend to be service-minded. It just doesn't go away. I still feel guilty sometimes when I take the time out away from my family, or I know that my family is upstairs waiting on me to get done with this so that we can go and do something. I still deal with that, but I've been able to process it in a different way that it doesn't stop me, and I'm able to see the value in it that's greater than those negatives. So I think it's a lot of mindset. I'm up about 18 hours a day, and I spend about probably 80 to 90% of that day in service to others. I spend it cooking and cleaning and shopping for groceries and planning and helping with homework and making sure people are where they need to be, and making sure that nothing is missed and everybody has what they need. I'm in constant service of others, and that's what I love to do. I'm happy doing that. If you have a full-time job, you're in service to your job. If you're in service to your spouse. If you're married, if you're in school, you're in service to that. You spend all day long doing and accomplishing things for others. That I stopped and realized, that is it really too much for me to ask for 30 minutes for me? And I realized, God, it almost sounds ridiculous to say out loud. How can it be? How can it be wrong or bad to take 30 minutes? And then I started thinking about how does my 30 minutes for me also benefit those people? Because to me, that works to my service mind. When I go and work out for 30 minutes in a day, I am a calmer person. I'm a calmer parent. I am able to not be so reactive. I don't get triggered by stress and frustration as much. It is my therapy. Back when I was running a lot, my son used to say, Mom, do you need to go take a run? He saw it. He knew that if I was stressed out, Mom needed to go run, because I came back a different person. And he preferred that person, no doubt. So my family truly does benefit. That 30 minutes is an investment in me, but it's an investment in my family too. And so it's that mindset change. Do they sacrifice a little bit sometimes? Sure. Does the house get sacrificed a little bit sometimes? Sure. What I said in my comment back to the question was, it's about finding that balance. I try to find what's my minimum requirement for feeling successful in life in all areas. And I try to always meet that. And then I try to excel in at least one of them each week. So one week I might really, really like put in extra hours with work. One week I might put in extra hours on the house. One week I might put in extra hours on something else. But I try to always meet that bare minimum. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's I push really hard on, fitness and nutrition and focus on that stuff. So, I try to balance that around, but I have my bare minimums. And for me, a bare minimum would be 4 to 5 days of working out. But I really try to strive for 6 to 7. And I would say, honestly, that 6 is probably my bare minimum. But if I'm sick or one of the kids is sick and I just can't get it done, I'm not going to beat myself up if I only get in 4 or 5 days. I just don't want that to be every week. So that's how I negotiate it. That's what works for me. And I think that you can work with things and figure out what triggers work for you. But it's got to be a mindset where you recognize that you don't need to feel guilty for investing in yourself. It's a gift you're giving yourself, sure, but it has rewards for everybody that you interact with on a daily basis. So I hope that helps a little bit. I have a lot more I can give you on tips for, planning and prioritizing and things like that, and I'll continue to share those things, but I want to keep this kind of short. Just as an example, though, yesterday I really wanted to get downstairs and get my workout in at 4 o'clock because we had a busy evening. Some parenting stuff with homework came up. I didn't get it done. I was frustrated and upset, but I talked myself out of it and realized, you know what? It's about balance, and today needs to be about my family first. And so I did. And so I ended up doing a less intense workout last night before bed, late, which I hate doing, but I did it. So I still got some me in, but I met the needs of my family. I was flexible. And today, I'm getting ready to go do what I wanted to do yesterday. So you can make it work. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, I'd love to know, how you're finding it working. What are your biggest struggles when it comes to these things? Some specifics so I can try to help you with that. But hoping we can start a dialogue on this. So thanks so much.